I'm Jason and this is Diecast Restos. This week I have a bumper offering to serve up. Firstly, I have this Lesney era Matchbox long haul tractor cab, which could be found in the 900 series trailer packs between 1979 and 1981. Originally it was intended to be marketed as a Peterbilt, but permission to use the name was not granted. In 1982, the Convoy series launched, and with it came the licensed Peterbilt cab, with some minor modifications. The two are near identical apart from the unit fitted to the back of the cabin. So my plan for these two will be to gently restore the long haul while going all out on the Peterbilt, fully customising it. That will include custom wheels, a unique paint job, and plenty of detailing. The underside here shows the model name has been removed entirely. Tampos present on either side do provide the Peterbilt logo though. To really complement the build, I've also got this mistreated chocolate coated low bed trailer to do up. Again, it will get us some custom wheels and will team up with my custom cab. In my head, I'm thinking the old long haul restoration will sit on the back of my custom transporter. This is how the long haul would have originally looked. And here's how the Peterbilt appeared with a fresher low bed trailer. Both cabs were based on this, the Peterbilt 289. Peterbilt differentiated the model numbers between the single drive and tandem drive units. The 289 was the single drive version of the 359. This naming system ended in around 1980 on new models, but the 289-359 lasted in production until 1987, having been introduced 20 years prior. Peterbilt were founded in 1939 by Theodore Alfred Peterman. Peterman was in the logging industry on the US West Coast. He had a problem that required solving. He couldn't get his felled lumber to his mill quickly or efficiently enough, at a time when logs were floated downriver. Peterman looked towards the automobile industry for a solution in the shape of a logging truck. He began rebuilding surplus military trucks, replacing crank starters with battery power. Then in 1938 he purchased the assets of the now defunct Fagil company and started producing custom built chassis. He began selling his trucks to the public in 1939. Peterbilt's products served in World War II, namely the Model 364. However, T.A. Peterman died in 1944 and the company was sold. Following his death, Peterman's wife Ida sold Peterbilt to 7 individuals within the organisation. She did, however, retain the land on which the factory was built. A number of new models launched towards the end of the 40s as Peterbilt's reputation began to grow. In 1953, their iconic red oval logo was introduced as the need for a brand identity increased following national success. In 1958, Ida Peterman announced plans to sell the land she owned to develop into a shopping centre. Not wanting to invest in a new manufacturing facility, the shareholders sold up to the Pacific Car and Foundry Company, later known as PACCAR. PACCAR were originally producers of railway and logging equipment, but had acquired Peterbilt competitors Kenworth in 1944. A year after the acquisition, work began on a new manufacturing facility at Newark, California, and Peterbilt moved in 1960. The 1960s was a period of great innovation for the company, producing stronger, lighter aluminium cabs and rolling out the first 359 model. Here I begin phase 1 of my custom truck by covering over the black marker or paint with Molotow chrome on that base and grille. The 1965 358 was the first truck to feature Peterbilt's new bird hood ornament, which still features on most of the company's top-end trucks. In 1980, the company moved to a new facility in Denton, Texas, which helped increase Peterbilt's manufacturing capability. Their head office would later follow manufacturing to Denton in 1992. After years of focusing heavily on the heavy-duty market, Peterbilt moved into medium-duty trucks in the 90s. In 2019, Peterbilt celebrated their 80th anniversary as they continue truck production to this day. So without going through each and every model Peterbilt produced, I've given you a sizable summary of the company history. So I will now ramble on about my restoration and customisation efforts instead. After all of the paint stripping and metal buffing has taken place, I can begin preparing the metal pieces for paint with some primer. Both cabs and the trailer receive Tamiya light grey fine surface primer. Now my recoated grille is dried, I pick out the headlights in white with my Uniposca paint pen. In addition, the inset lamps on the bumper are treated, and the forward-facing license plate too. I use my narrow micron pen to darken the other moulded gaps, while I draw on the iconic Peterbilt red oval with my fine Sharpie. Next up, I use some wet and dry paper to both remove some black marker remnants from the beacons and to polish out their imperfections. I've decided to return the trailer back to its original silver, as it had previously been repainted black, as well as having been smothered in chocolate. The custom cab gets a coat of different silver leaf. This will be an undercoat to my full custom paint job. And the long haul gets a coat of TS8 Italian red on its road to restoration. No detailing will be applied to this casting, that will be reserved for the custom Peterbilt entirely. Next, the Peterbilt base and grille piece has Citadel Gloss Nuln Oil brushed across it. This will help bring some much needed depth to that huge grille section in particular. Each side also incorporates the steps to the doors. These have moulded metal grating that is also coated for further realism. With the black marker removed from the blue window piece, I can now polish it with Autosol first, then followed up with Astonish wood floor polish. Now my custom Peterbilt I have decided will have a two-tone finish. This will be my first go at blending with these rattle cans. The front end is painted in Tamiya TS74 clear red over that silver leaf. The secondary shade will follow shortly. In the interim, I use my micron pen again to pick out the license plate lettering. I create a border with a thicker black Sharpie. And here is my second shade, TS72 clear blue. I think the two shades will complement one another and create a pleasing purple hue in the centre of the casting. It has vibes of Optimus Prime already, for all of you Transformers fans out there. That wasn't my intention to recreate alternate mode Prime from the 2007 movie, though that vehicle was based on a Peterbilt 379. On to trailer detailing, and I've been lavishing it in yellow paint from my Uniposca pen. This includes the long vehicle banner, square registration plate, and a fluorescent surround. This blue badge underneath reads TIR, which stands for Transport International Routier, or International Road Transports in English. It is a badge presented on road, rail or maritime transport representative of the 1975 TIR Convention. This establishes an international customs transit facility. It allows goods to be moved in sealed containers without requiring checks at intermediate borders, but allows for uniform customs documents. The TIR system is in use in 77 countries across the world. I've seen that badge countless times, but it's interesting to know what it actually means. My final detailing touch to the trailer is a chrome plate along the flat sections. And now I begin the long process of detailing my custom cab. This first job was to pick out all of those individual rivets, which really helped to make this model. It's a really well detailed casting, even more so after it lost its generic status and had the addition of this section behind the cabin. I'll just take a moment to let you watch the detailing process. Okay, so now it's time to reassemble each of my 3 castings. The long haul first has its cleaned and polished windscreen replaced. It gets flipped over for the roof mounted air horns to be fitted. Those are simply pushed firmly into position. I align the refreshed wheels within the base and bring the 2 pieces together. Once everything has slotted in as it's supposed to, it gets secured with a screw. Now, my trailer just needs its wheels and protective cover fitting. These rubber wheels are Greenlight Dualies. I needed a couple of packs of those to make a set, but I think they look the part when fitted, and they roll well too. The small plastic retainer will keep the axles in place. And now the pièce de résistance, my custom truck. Similar to the long haul, the window section is fitted first of all. No additional rooftop mountings required here, as the beacons form part of the window piece. My Greenlight wheels are positioned inside the axle supports in the casting, and over this goes the base. After it's firmly pushed together, a screw ties it all up. Barely fitting onto my turntable here are my 1979 to 1981 Lesney Matchbox long haul, 1982 Peterbilt, and a low bed trailer. The trailer and Peterbilt were in a poor state, having been repainted badly, with the long haul a tad dull and lightly play-worn. Chocolate had found its way between the trailer wheels too. I wanted to do something special with my first big rig resto, and here's the result of my efforts. So my Peterbilt unit has been fully customised with custom Greenlight wheels, a 2-tone paint job, and a lavishing of chrome detailing. My long haul has been revitalised in red, with the wheels tidied and the air horns rounded out. The plastics were refreshed with Citadel and the windscreen was polished. And my trailer has been restored and then customised with additional detailing across the cast lettering and enhanced with all the safety gear. This 3-piece resto custom has come together rather well in the end, making the most of some excellent cast detailing on the trailer and cab, while the long haul is much perkier in a new coat. I'll play the video out with a bunch of stills of my finished work, so stick around for that, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again for the next one. Bye for now.